Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. The Cincinnati Kid is a 1965 drama film that was directed by Norman Jewison. It stars Steve McQueen, Edgar G. Robinson, Ann-Margret, Carl Malden, and Tuesday Weld. The director Jewison described the film as kind of an ugly duckling film. He considered it the film that allowed him to transition from the lighter comedic films he had previously been making to make more serious films and subject matter. The storyline goes that in the 1930s, in New Orleans, Eric Stoner, better known as the Cincinnati Kid in the circles which he travels in, is an up-and-coming gambler, most specifically in the backroom games of stud poker. When the older Lancey Howard comes to town, and he's considered the best in the game, the Kid wants to play him and win so that his reputation will rise in the gambling circles. The Kid's friend Shooter arranges the game because Kid's reputation precedes him. In the lead up to this game, Kid faces numerous distractions, including Christian, his girlfriend, who wants more of a commitment from him, Melba, Shooter's very slutty wife, who lets it be known she is willing to cheat on Scooter, just like she cheats on everything else in life, and the increasing betting odds against him in this big game. The wealthy William Jefferson Slade tries to blackmail Scooter, the dealer, into rigging the game in Kid's favor, solely to get back at Lancey. Problems may ensue for the Kid because of the attempted blackmail, regardless of if Shooter buckles under the pressure. The movie was filmed on location in New Orleans, which was a change from the original St. Louis, Missouri setting of the novel. They originally cast Spencer Tracy for the role of Lancey Howard, but his ill health forced him to withdraw from the film. Sam Peckinpah was originally hired to direct the movie, but the producer fired him shortly after filming began. He said that he vulgarized the picture. Peckinpah's version was to be shot in black and white to give the film a 1930s look. The new director Jewison scrapped all the black and white footage that had been shot, feeling it was a mistake to shoot the film with the red and black playing cards in grayscale. He did mute the colors in the movie throughout it, both to evoke the period and to help pop the card colors when they appeared. Now, Edward G. Robinson states in his autobiography that this film, he wasn't really playing Lancey Howard. He could really identify with the character, and that he was Lancey. He felt this was more so than any other picture that he had ever made. He was cold and discerning and unflappable on the exterior. He was aging and full of self-doubt on the inside. And he states that even the final session of the poker game was absolutely real. He played the game like he was in it for blood, and he felt like it was one of the best performances that he had ever given on stage, screen, radio, or TV. And the reason for that is that it wasn't a performance at all, and was actually symbolically the playing out of his whole gamble with life. He said that Steve McQueen was amazing, that he came across in the tradition of Gable, Bogey, and Cagney, and maybe even himself, that he was completely stunning in the production. Sharon Tate was originally cast in the film, but she was replaced by Tuesday Weld after Sam Peckinpah was fired. Now, Joan Blondell plays an exceptional role in the film. She plays Lady Fingers, and during the time preparing for the film, she was trained by master card trickster and technical advisor to it, Jay Osei. She knocks her character out of the park. She's a real highlight of the movie. When Steve McQueen was first told that Patty Chayefsky was writing the script to the movie, it's reported that he said, "Tell Patty when he's writing it that I'm much better walking than I am talking." But that version of the screenplay was not used. They ended up having the film rewritten during filming. The rather simple fight scene that you see in the film was added at the insistence of Steve McQueen, who had it written into his contract that he be featured in an action scene in every movie that he was in. The opening scenes are filmed in an actual New Orleans cemetery, most likely St. Louis No. 1, which is in the central city. A scant few years later, the scandals surrounding another film being shot there, which was Easy Rider, led to the banning of all commercial filming at that location, unless it was approved by the archdiocese. Upon its release, the movie got favorable reviews by quite a few and bad reviews from a lot of others. They didn't really torch the film, but they weren't kind to it either. It was described as a well-constructed, well-turned-out production with a near-perfect role by Steve McQueen, along with Edward G. Robinson turning out his best work in many years. The film was compared to the movie The Hustler, but a lot of critics didn't feel like it lived up to that comparison. Now, Tuesday Weld plays Paul Newman's girlfriend in the movie, and she was at quite the center of a lot of controversy during a lot of her career. During this film, she was criticized for not being at a fundraiser for hurricane victims. I'm not really sure what this is about, but I did read that, and it was a point that was problematic for the production. It says that she didn't want to meet the governor, that she jumped out of a car to avoid meeting him. This all in view of 70,000 people. But the big thing that stands out is her relationship with John Ireland. It said she was about 15 years old when it started, maybe 16, and he was 45 years old. This caused quite the stir throughout Hollywood and with audiences that were fond of John Ireland films. The tabloids had a heyday with it. But during the Cincinnati Kid, Tuesday Weld does an exceptional job as her role as the girlfriend. She's spot on in the part. Take a look back at this good movie from 1965. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.